wedding day was getting closer, but then Chloe suddenly suggested we should postpone it. "My sister's in trouble overseas," she explained, her voice strained. "I have to go help her. Mark, please understand." At that moment, something felt off. A cold suspicion started to creep in, reminding me of other times her stories hadn't quite added up. I couldn't shake the feeling that this was a lie, that she was making up this story about her sister, Anna, just to get away. I had this sudden, unwelcome thought that she was planning one last trip to see her old boyfriend, Leo, who I knew was traveling abroad. My mind even went to her 32-inch suitcase, and I had a bizarre, angry image of it being packed with things not meant for a family emergency. My thoughts then drifted to Anna, her sister. I'd always known deep down that Anna was different. I had a strong feeling she had cared about me for a long time, maybe even before Chloe and I were a couple. Now, here I was, about to marry her sister, and I could only imagine how difficult that must have been for her. I paused, weighing my options, and then, acting on a gut feeling, I called Anna's number. Her voice pulled me back from my swirling thoughts, but it wasn't Anna's voice, it was Chloe's. She had noticed my hesitation. "Mark," she said, a flicker of impatience crossing her face before she softened it. "Be reasonable, okay? You know my sister basically raised me. I can't go through with the wedding knowing she's in trouble." She tried to reassure me. "Just 1 month. I promise I'll be back to marry you. When I return, I'll give you an even grander wedding, okay?" As she spoke, she kept glancing nervously at her phone, clearly on edge about something. Her behavior only made my suspicions stronger. She looked at her phone again, and whatever she saw made her almost smirk, though she quickly tried to hide it. Then she looked up and stood abruptly. "Mark, I just got an update. My sister's situation is worse. I have to go immediately. I'll be back in a month to marry you." I studied her face for a long time, seeing the lie written all over it, before I gave a slight, non-committal nod. "Okay, go." Chloe seemed too rushed to notice my cold reaction. She left in a hurry, so fast that she forgot her work laptop on the coffee table. It sat there, a silent accusation. I knew it required a password to boot up. My mind immediately went to our engagement day, November 6th, 11 to 6. I typed in the numbers, 110606, November. My heart skipped a beat, bringing back a specific, uncomfortable memory. November 6th was our engagement day. Chloe had been hours late, arriving with her clothes disheveled and a scratch on her face. What had she said happened? She claimed a stray dog had gotten in her way, and out of concern, she'd taken it to a shelter. The clothes and the scratches, she said, came from the dog. But now, I realized the truth. The stray dog was her rebellious first love, Leo. That was the day she had reconnected with him. They had walked on the beach for 6 hours that night, the night she was supposed to be celebrating with me. The laptop unlocked. Chloe's chat app was still open. Pinned right at the top was a conversation with an unfamiliar cat avatar. The last messages were chilling. "Don't wait too long for me," she had written. "When I get back, you won't escape." My heartbeat raced. Just then, my phone rang. It was Chloe. "Mark, I left my laptop at your place. Did you see anything?" It was a straightforward, panicked probe. I suppressed my disgust and replied calmly, "Really? I didn't notice. Want me to send it to you?" "No need," she said quickly. "Just asking. It's all work stuff anyway, nothing interesting." She then shifted back into her gentle facade. "Mark, I really don't want to be apart. Just leaving your place, I already miss you. I wish we could get married right now, but oh well." Her voice over the phone was as sweet as ever, but all I felt while listening was a visceral, stomach-churning nausea. I wasn't up for the charade, so I hung up and tossed my phone aside. After a moment to collect myself, I texted my mom. "Mom, I don't want to marry Chloe anymore. Is that okay?" Then I collapsed onto the couch, my mind a complete mess. There was no way I was marrying Chloe now. I'm a stickler for loyalty, especially emotionally. But the wedding date was set, the announcements sent. Stopping it suddenly would be a disaster. My mom called back almost instantly. "Mark, a wedding isn't just about you," she said, her voice sharp. "The announcement's already out there. I don't care what your reasons are. The wedding needs to go on in 2 weeks as planned. You don't want to marry Chloe? Fine. Find someone better than her then." I let her vent, then said a single line. "But Chloe cheated." My mom was silent for a few seconds, as if she hadn't heard me. "Mark, families like ours prioritize maintaining appearances." Appearances? Just what I expected her to say. I chuckled bitterly. Got it, Anna. My thoughts drifted downward. There was only one option I could see. I called Anna. She picked up instantly. "Mark?" Her voice was a bit raspy, filled with a deep exhaustion. My face reddened slightly, feeling awkward about what I was about to do. Anna spoke again. "What's up? You're calling out of the blue." The storm inside me began to settle. I closed my eyes. "Yeah, I need a favor." "I'm on a business trip abroad right now," she said apologetically. "I can't really manage it, but if you don't mind, my assistant can." "No," I cut her off. "This is something only you can help with." Before she could respond, I continued. "Your sister intends to run from her wedding. Can you save the day?" Over the phone, Anna's breathing turned suddenly anxious. "Save the day? What do you mean?" I hesitated, then said it. "Come home and marry me." Another stretch of silence followed, broken only by her rapid breathing, which told me she hadn't hung up. Before she ended the call, she finally spoke, her voice determined. "Wait for me." I felt a strange sense of clarity. Actually, when I first met one of the sisters, it wasn't Chloe. It was Anna. It was back in college. Anna returned as an esteemed alumna to give a talk, and I was the student host assigned to her. After that, I found myself frequently running into her around campus. We became quite familiar. I didn't realize at the time that Anna was the sister Chloe, who I met later, often mentioned. Shortly before my graduation, Anna brought a custom bouquet and many gifts to the campus. She unexpectedly walked into me and Chloe, who I had just started dating. Chloe looked surprised. "What are you doing here? Did you find out I'm dating someone?" Anna's gaze flitted between us briefly, and she smiled, though it seemed a little tight. "Yes. I'm here to give your girlfriend a welcome gift." Welcome gift. I kept pondering over those words. New theories were popping up in my mind. Was it possible that on that day, Anna had planned to confess her own feelings to me? The next day, I slept until 10 a.m. I went downstairs to take out the trash, and then I saw someone completely unexpected. There was a Rolls-Royce parked at the curb, and Anna was leaning against the door, smiling at me. I stopped in my tracks. "Aren't you supposed to be abroad? How are you back already?" "I figured it all out," she said softly. "This is something too big to explain over the phone." Anna paused, looking a bit anxious. "About Leo, I can get rid of him if you're still hung up on Chloe." "No need," I cut her off. "I don't like second-hand goods." Anna was taken aback for a second, but then looked visibly relieved. "Hold on a moment," she said. She quickly walked back to the Rolls-Royce and grabbed a stack of papers from the passenger seat. There were a lot of documents. She handed them to me with both hands. Mark, these are all my assets. Before we get married, I'll transfer 70% of my shares and all my movable and immovable property to your name, making it your premarital assets. This here is my health check report. I'm perfectly healthy, with no bad habits, and I've never behaved inappropriately with anyone, whether of the opposite sex or the same sex. I am absolutely clean. My face got hot again. I took a deep breath, trying to shake off the weirdness of the situation, and then I looked at Anna. The wedding date I previously set remains unchanged. In 2 weeks. Are you okay with that? She shook her head. Then, after a moment's thought, she quietly said, I don't mind anything, Mark. It's an honor for me that you want to marry me. I was about to discuss the details with her when an urgent ringtone interrupted us. It was Chloe calling again. Mark, I really miss you. I'm at the hospital now. My sister isn't doing too well, so I might not be able to return home for a while. I put her on speakerphone. At hearing that her sister wasn't doing well, Anna slightly frowned, but kept silent. Maybe to make sure I believed her, Chloe sent a picture. I'm literally at the hospital now. It was indeed a picture of a hospital, except there was no one in it. Anna's face turned cold, and she motioned for me to give her the phone. I shook my head gently. Chloe's impulsive by nature, I whispered. Plus, us getting married is somewhat of a power union. It can help her gain a foothold. If she knew I found out the truth, she'd never let it go. I can't afford to lose face like that. Anna didn't say much more. I glanced at her. She looked a bit disappointed. She'd be sharing her life with me after all, so I felt a little bad. I didn't want our wedding to have any unexpected issues. From the day she cheated, we were done, I assured her. Stop overthinking, all right? Anna lowered her eyes, her long lashes casting a shadow in the light. The next second, she gently took my hand. Her ring finger was a bit cold. I looked down, and a diamond the size of a pigeon's egg almost blinded me. Let's change everything for the wedding, okay? Whatever you want, I can give it to you. I don't want anything she's tried. Feeling a new softness inside, I couldn't help but smile a little. Sure. Chloe kept bothering me daily, but her lies were so flimsy they often got busted in seconds. Rearranging all the wedding details from scratch was incredibly tedious. Even though Anna handled most of it, I was still swamped. These busted lies from Chloe, however, brought a dark bit of humor to my busy life. Sometimes I'd even get information about what she was really doing. A mutual friend, who was horrified by Chloe's behavior, sent me a video. It was from a dim, private room where a group of guys and girls were partying hard. Someone laughed, toasting Chloe. Chloe, only 5 days till your wedding with Mark. You're not going back? Smoke filled the air. Chloe lazily played with Leo's hand, laughing carelessly. Nah, not going back. You're bold, someone said with admiration. Lucky for you, Mark loves you so much. Otherwise, with his personality, a postponed wedding would have blown the roof off, right? Chloe laughed more. Using my sister as a shield, he can't argue back. Besides, I'm still marrying him, right? I just want to have fun before tying the knot. Marrying Mark is my life's plan. Leo didn't like this one bit and pulled his hand away. What about me? Chloe's eyes squinted, her expression cooling. Leo, don't say something dumb. Our relationship is secret, understand? You got it? The only one who can be my husband is Mark, so drop those silly fantasies. I rolled my eyes and just tried to focus on work. My friend, the one who sent the video, texted me what happened next. Leo had tears in his eyes and walked out of the room. Chloe didn't flinch. Someone's eyes went wide. You used your sister as a shield? Chloe chuckled with a nod. I told him my sister had an accident abroad, and I needed to help quickly. Mark didn't question it and let me go. After a couple of silent seconds, someone hesitantly said, "But your sister's actually here, planning a wedding. That's what I heard from my family. Looks like it's happening on your original date, Chloe. Didn't you know?" "A wedding?" Chloe gripped her glass tight. "Yep. Heard she's personally overseeing all the arrangements. Even insisted on personally picking out the flowers. And recently she's been too busy to even go to work. Your sister is a workaholic after all. What lucky guy got her so dedicated?" Someone else added, "If she's here, Mark probably knows you're lying, Chloe. How are you going to deal with that?" Mentioning me, Chloe's confidence returned. "Doesn't matter if he knows. His parents value status and want us to tie the knot. Mark's been a goody two-shoes his whole life. He's not causing any drama. Why do you think I'm marrying him? For family reputation. Even if I did something, he wouldn't dare divorce me. As for my sister..." Chloe thought up a logical explanation. "She stayed away from men for years, never mentioned a guy. I forgot to tell her about the postponement, so she's probably busy with my wedding plans." She paused, sounding sure. "Definitely. It's not her getting married." The next day, I woke up to Chloe's constant calling. A wave of irritation hit me, but I kept it in check. Chloe sounded cheerful. "Got good news. My sister's fine, and I'm abroad getting a custom diamond ring. Once I have it, we'll go ahead with the wedding as planned, okay?" I frowned instinctively. "What did you say?" "I mean, the wedding won't be postponed." Chloe was cut off by a muffled sound. That sick feeling rose again. "Mark," Chloe panted, calling my name. "I love you so much. I really do." I was about to hang up when Anna barged into my office. "Mark, what about your mom and dad?" Suddenly, there was a loud thud on the other end of the line and a woman's soft moan. Then Chloe's voice lowered. "Mark? Is there another woman at your place?" I was so annoyed. I didn't want to play pretend with her anymore. The thought crossed my mind to just let everything out in the open. After all, Anna was her sister. With Anna right here, Chloe wouldn't be able to cause a huge scene. Worst case scenario, on the wedding day, she'd be managed for appearances' sake. Thinking this, I acted on it. "Yes," I said. "It's your sister. We're getting married in 4 days. Chloe, there's no need for you to come back." Chloe was silent for a moment before letting out a soft laugh. "Upset? Come on, I was just kidding about postponing the wedding. I assure you, I'm only marrying one person in this lifetime, and that's you. I'll be there on the wedding day, don't worry." "Okay," I chuckled bitterly. "Chloe, do you not understand English? I said you don't need to come back. I'm marrying your sister, not you." Her tone also started growing impatient. "Mark, can't you stop being ridiculous? Using my sister as an excuse. If you really liked her, where would that leave me back then? Anyway, let's not dwell on nonsense. I'll still come back to marry you." I gritted my teeth. This self-important fool. Anna gently calmed me down, signaling to put the call on speaker. "Chloe," Anna said, her voice firm, "this isn't a joke. Mark and I are indeed getting married." "Anna? Are you in on this too? Whatever. Let him be dramatic if he wants. Help calm him down for me, will you? I have stuff to do. Goodbye." Anna and I stared at each other, speechless. I couldn't help but laugh. "She doesn't believe it. What now?" Anna remained unbothered. "Ignore her. I'll handle it. Let's eat breakfast first." I nodded. That was the best we could do. I washed my hands and opened the food container she'd brought. My phone pinged. It was Chloe. She sent a video. In it, Chloe had her eyes half closed, clearly caught up in the moment with Leo. The sound of heavy breathing and whispers filled the frame. "Babe, you're amazing," Chloe sighed. "Unlike Mark, all rigid and boring. Wouldn't even let me touch him before the wedding." Leo cheekily asked. So who's better? Me or him? You, obviously. After you marry, I'm gonna come to your house and keep you in the main bedroom, not leaving a drop for him. So possessive. You want him? Sell him a bit? Why not? Chloe laughed softly. If that happens, people might think I'm the problem. Don't worry, I'm not interested in him. Just fulfilling a duty. The rest's all yours. I glanced calmly at the time. Only 3 minutes had passed since we hung up. Ignoring Chloe, I focused on my breakfast. Turns out, Anna really knew my taste. I admit at first I saw her as a second choice, but after half a month together, marrying Anna seemed like a pretty good idea. The gossip said Chloe came back early. It wasn't until she confronted Leo that she discovered the truth. Furious, she ditched him and flew back alone. Still confident, she didn't seek me out or Anna. Instead, she went to party with her friends. Chloe was surprised. Her friends, once chatty, seemed quiet. She scoffed. Come on, look at you all, like it's the end of the world. We'll hang out as usual. Nobody can tell me what to do. Someone sighed in relief. Chloe, glad you see it that way. Others chimed in. Yeah, Chloe, if anything, you and Leo are a good fit. Why not stick with that? You can't fall out with your sister over a guy, right? Chloe frowned. What nonsense. Leo is fun in bed, but for marriage, I still want Mark. Tomorrow I'm prepping for the wedding. Let's just enjoy tonight. With that, silence fell again. Everyone exchanged looks. One brave soul whispered, Chloe, you really didn't know? We thought wrong before. Your sister was planning her own wedding, not yours. She's really marrying Mark. What do you mean? When Chloe showed up later, I was chatting with the makeup artist. What do you mean? She demanded, looking seriously upset. I was just out clearing my head before stepping into marriage, and you do this to pay me back? She continued, clearly not worried about who heard. All right, I know you're still upset. Leo and I just happened to run into each other abroad. It was a one-time thing, I swear. It won't happen again. Her words weren't hushed. Everyone nearby overheard, looking awkward yet intrigued. I sighed, embarrassed. Truly embarrassing. 110606, I said. Do I need to explain what that means? Chloe paused, going pale. Mark, so you knew it all? Her shock quickly turned to defiance. This isn't all my fault. Why not admit it? She said, her voice rising. If you weren't so old-fashioned and wouldn't even let me near you, would I have needed to find someone else for comfort? Mark, we're adults. So what if I wandered a bit? Now you're marrying my sister just like that. Is that fair? I know you're upset, but there's no real connection between you and my sister. Will marrying her make you happy? I'm back now. The wedding isn't postponed. So can we please stop this? I just looked at her. I couldn't help but smirk a bit. Such nerve, cheating and still blaming me. Really. Chloe hesitated. This was my mistake, but then she looked up. You can't marry my sister, Mark. Don't you know her? What's wrong? I asked. Before I could finish, Anna showed up. What's wrong with me? Anna asked as she slid her arm around my waist, staking her claim. Chloe's eyes darted between us, clearly fuming. Anna, so this is how you take care of your sister-in-law? By taking him to your bed? Anna stayed cool. Chloe, stop causing trouble. You chose to cheat. You wanted to delay the wedding. How is everyone else at fault except you? Chloe stared at her defiantly. I wasn't going to call it off. If you hadn't interfered, they'd never allow us to cancel the wedding. Anna slapped her. So you do know, and yet for some petty affair you left Mark alone and postponed the wedding. Did you think about his position? Chloe tried to speak, but couldn't come up with a comeback. She turned to me, her eyes welling up. Mark, I know I was wrong. I won't contact Leo again, or have other men around me. Considering our years together, can you forgive me just this once? We're supposed to get married soon. I started to walk away with Anna. As we took a few steps, I glanced back at Chloe. Sophia, I said, from now on, just call me brother-in-law. Don't worry, you're Anna's sister. I won't hold it against you. She clenched her fists, staring hard at our intertwined hands. Then she laughed sharply. Brother-in-law? Really? Do you know why I even met Leo, Mark? Anna flinched. Chloe, she warned, her voice icy. You finally succeeded in your schemes. Satisfied now? Chloe rushed toward us. Mark, didn't you hate being lied to? Now you know, don't you? She always had twisted thoughts about you, scheming to break us apart. I hadn't seen Leo in 6 years. Why else would he return? She orchestrated everything. Chloe's voice rose, her emotions exploding. Faced with her accusations, Anna stayed silent, but her hand in mine trembled slightly. She tried to pull away, but I held on tightly. Anna met my gaze, startled by my touch. I'd never seen her look like that. Anxious and timid. Finally, she whispered, I'm sorry. Hear that? Chloe scoffed. It was all her plan, from beginning to end. She set me up. Mark, are you sure about marrying her? I didn't respond to Chloe. My eyes were fixed on Anna. She looked away, the tension thick in the air. I just felt a pang of sympathy, seeing her so lost. Anna, I said softly, let's go. We have a lot to do before the wedding. She was stunned. Chloe changed her tone. Mark, are you crazy? You're still marrying her? She would betray her own sister. She'll do the same to you. What about you? I cut her off sharply. Can you swear you had no ulterior motives when you pursued me? Chloe, wake up. You've always been jealous of your sister. Once you knew she had feelings for me, you went all out to get me, didn't you? On the way home, Anna stayed quiet. It wasn't until we reached my place that she finally muttered, Mark, if you don't want to marry, I can handle your parents. I laughed. Anna, what's wrong with you? Did I ever say I don't want to marry? What Chloe said. It's true. I arranged for Leo to return and meet her again. I sighed. But you didn't force her to sleep with him, or cheat on me. Anna, don't beat yourself up. Honestly, Chloe is like that. If it weren't Leo, it'd be someone else. Without your intervention, I would have married her anyway, and she'd still cheat. I paused, went on tiptoe to hold her face. Thank you, Anna, for opening my eyes before marriage. So, are we canceling the wedding? She smiled faintly, her eyes downcast as a warm tear slipped into my palm. That night, Anna didn't leave. Our wedding was just 2 days away. She tried to leave, but I stopped her. One piece of clothing after another fell away. Her breath was ragged. She kissed me in a flurry, but held back at the last moment. Let's wait, she murmured. We're not married yet. I kissed her, my hand wandering. Anna, you might want to prove yourself early. Can't risk having an incompetent wife. If you can't, well. As it turned out, things got pretty out of focus as we hit cloud 9. Anna softly kissed my eyes. You've worked hard, honey. I love you. Chloe kept making trouble, but she didn't really have any say in things. After not getting anywhere at home, she went to talk to my parents. And to be honest, she was right about one thing. My folks are all about profit. They were eager for the marriage alliance. One sister is a key decision-maker, and the other's a spoiled brat raised by a key decision-maker. My parents aren't naive. I heard they listened calmly to Chloe, and then gently apologized. Chloe, we're really sorry. but our families originally planned for your sister and Mark to get engaged. It was our mistake, and things are just back on track now. Maybe it's time to stop fussing." Anna came over herself and took Chloe away, locking her up. On the night before the wedding, Chloe somehow got out, limping from a third-floor jump, wanting me to elope with her. "Mark, I know you still love me. Come with me, okay?" I shook my head gently. "Sorry, Chloe. I don't want an incompetent wife. Your sister, well, she's impressive, without needing any tricks." The wedding went ahead as planned. It was grand and detailed. Honestly, Anna lacks self-control. Otherwise, our wedding night wouldn't have ended up in the bathtub. Anna's epilogue. Before meeting Mark, Anna always thought of herself as a disciplined and moral woman with perfect self-control. She never understood why people were so caught up in romance when there were so many interesting things in the world. Isn't learning interesting? Isn't working fun? Isn't making money exciting? Even eating, drinking, sleeping, or going to the bathroom seemed more intriguing than relationships. Every time she brought this up, Chloe would scream and call her an alien. "How can anyone be so clueless? You should get a checkup. Maybe it's a mutation." Anna didn't deny it. If being human meant having emotions and desires, she'd rather be an alien. Unfortunately, she wasn't. The first time she met Mark, she had one. Being a normal person, caught up in emotions, might not be so bad. So she started creating chances to bump into him. She arranged meetings for collaboration, invited Mark to visit her company, and offered him projects and internship opportunities beside her on weekends. But none of it seemed to work. Frustrated, Anna finally asked her sister Chloe for advice. "I like this guy. How do I win him?" Chloe paused for 2 seconds, then called their family doctor. "You better come over. I think my sister's lost her mind." Still, Chloe gave some solid advice. Flowers and gifts. No guy can resist surprises. Anna listened and did just that. But after all her planning, when she saw Mark again, he was holding someone else's hand. Chloe's. In that moment, Anna wished she was an only child. Morality didn't really seem to matter much. Anna thought, even though Chloe was Mark's girlfriend, how could anyone be sure Chloe was the right one for him? Clearly, Anna was a better match. But stealing her sister's boyfriend, that wasn't so easy. This dilemma troubled Anna for quite a while. But if Chloe cheated, things would change. Mark, though polite, was stubborn and couldn't tolerate cheating. If Chloe cheated, Anna could step in, ready to take her chance. Feelings could grow over time, and life is long. Everything went perfectly. Chloe's ex, Leo, came back and met with her. Anna didn't even have to do anything. Chloe couldn't resist. Mark found out sooner than she expected, and before she could even drop hints, Mark approached her for help. Anna was over the moon. It felt like a jackpot had landed in her lap. Chloe returned, making a big scene. She wasn't entirely clueless. She found out about Anna's involvement. In that moment, Anna panicked. She was scared Mark would be mad, annoyed, and maybe even call off the wedding. But instead, Mark thanked her. He even kissed her willingly. Oh my. Soaring to the clouds with Mark. At that moment, Anna sighed with satisfaction. She realized sometimes leaving morals behind isn't so bad. Otherwise, how would she have ended up marrying him?
Penso che quelli incazzati con me siano all'improvviso gentili, esatto. Ok. Bettone, buonasera. Ma non posso più gridare. Bettone. Buonasera, come va? Bimbo, bimba. No, bimba. Nessuna risposta, perfetto. Ti si avvicinano le scale dopo essere state rapite. Quello vabbè, vecchia rompicoglioni che è stata mandata da Josefka. Alfred non so dove trovarlo, mi sa che se n'è andato. Disabile nel lab non c'è. Bambola. Ok. E allora dobbiamo andare... dove c'è una rapita? Fa freddo, sento.